All right. Hello and welcome to the Party Center Speaks podcast. This is the podcast for family entertainment center and event venue owners, operators, managers, staffers, anyone looking to grow their business. So, do you want to learn more about increasing booking parties, improving facility operations, and more? This podcast is for you. My name is Nadia Milton. I am the Client Relationship and Marketing Coordinator here at Party Center Software. In this episode, I am thrilled to reintroduce our podcast, Party Center Speaks.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Our podcast is coming back stronger than ever. And this is a great opportunity to really connect with all of our FEC community. I'm excited to do that today. We really want owners and operators, and of course, our vendors too, everywhere to tune in to Party Center Speaks. So I am excited for us to relaunch the podcast, get some new episodes out there, and really just share valuable insights with everybody.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. Now, we've always believed in the power of education and connection, so you can expect our upcoming episodes to be about the most important topics in our industry, like online booking, marketing strategies, operational best practices, how to navigate industry challenges, and so much more. This podcast is a way for us to provide actionable tips and industry trends that we've seen that will really spotlight the incredible work that's happening here in our industry. With the new year, we felt like it was the perfect time to offer even more value.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so true. So, we are going to be reintroducing the podcast as it starts out in a biweekly cadence and feature some guests and have some great content that comes out. And those guests will be diving deeper into topics that really matter most to our audience. We are asking the questions and we really want to share that expertise. And so, speaking of value, I have a lot of tips that I want to share. I know our industry friends can tackle these in 2025, but I want to start out first, Nadia, by saying, you know me, I can talk into oblivion. So feel free to, jump in and break it up as I'm starting to share this stuff because I get carried away a little bit.
Fine by me.
All right, perfect. So let's first talk. We're going to get some tips out there. Let's first talk about focusing on enhancing the guest experience. I really feel that that is top priority number one as we go into 2025. It's all about the guest, right? You want your guests to come in, love the time that they have, and be coming back. So this could mean that you're updating your attractions, updating your menu, refining the booking process, or really just simply finding some new ways to make your customers happy and delight them. So now, again, is the perfect time to take a look at this, especially when it comes to pricing. Top of the year, take a look. Another thing is it's time to refresh your website. Always, honestly, me, I'll say it's always a good time to refresh your website. It's something that should be in constant, excuse me, in constant motion, not staying stagnant. Invest in marketing. Look into new ways to improve your birthday parties. So let's talk about birthday parties for a minute. There is so much potential to tap into here. We're the birthday party people at Party Center Software. So our team is really watching family entertainment center owners who really crush it with their parties. And we're learning from them, and we want to pass that information to our listeners today. And a common thread that we've really noticed is that they have the best of the best. They have tight processes with their parties and really great options. They have refined that process.
Mhm.
So let's talk real quick about the modern mom. Modern mom, she's all about consolidating her time.
Yeah.
I myself am a mom of three, soon to be four, under the age of five. So I can really speak to this. I don't have a lot of time. If a venue offers not just a birthday party and some plates and silverware and napkins, but if they can also upsell me on a balloon arch, on a custom name banner, on food options, on cake, on cookies, whatever it might be. I am game for that. And I will go for that. I actually just booked my current youngest. She's going to be 2 in the summer. I just booked her birthday party now for July. And guess what? There were upsells. And one of the upsells that I purchased was a balloon circle thing, the balloon arch, because I ain't got time for that.
Right.
But I will pay someone to have her party decorated in a special way for her party, right?
Create that memory.
Exactly. So, centers that can make my life easier as a mom or other moms' lives easier while also providing an experience that is customized, that's the key here. Because, anybody could buy Paw Patrol plates and put them out, but is there an extra element, right? And this also doesn't mean that the FEC owner necessarily needs to be the one to take on these tasks if they aren't in their wheelhouse. I'll take the balloons for an example. You could leverage a strategic partnership, and that's just as valuable and a great way to earn some extra revenue. And now another business owner can earn some extra revenue. I'll give an example of this. When my son turned 2, we had his birthday party at a local kids play center here in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's called Kid Zone. I'm gonna give them a shout out because they're awesome. The owner there, she's amazing. And she's so savvy and innovative. She's always looking for ways to expand her offerings and fill the gaps that she knows that moms want. So, 2 of those partnerships that she created last year was the first. She teamed up with an event coordinator and a planner, and she can do balloons, custom decor, coordinate food, set it up, work with caterers, all that kind of stuff. And specifically in this space. So it's not like you're hiring somebody that's for a wedding that's going to charge you an arm and a leg, right? Somebody that is comfortable at a smaller budget. And now both parties are benefiting. This is a win-win relationship because now the FEC owner is creating these beautiful custom parties that she can post many pictures about on Instagram. But she's also creating a great experience for her client, and she's making a little bit of cash too on the side because, I'm sure they have a nice agreement together. So the thing that really was the biggest selling point for me is that as an FEC owner, Kids Zone wants to turn parties around. It doesn't benefit your facility to have an hour or 2 hours between parties. You're going to have short times between parties so you can maximize the amount of parties that you can have. In this case, she rents out the whole venue, the whole space. So you're only having one party at a time in this space. Now, if you have one party room, you're in the same situation, or multiple party rooms, you got more room. But even still, having a partner like this makes it easy for someone like me because I only had, what was it, 30 or 45 minutes to set up and get out of there. And if I was making a balloon arch and dragging it in there and trying to, string it up somewhere, that's not going to give me a lot of time. So I didn't have to worry about any of that because her partner came in and set up the balloons, set up all the tables. It was a really cute race car theme that we did. So when people started to show up, they were like, whoa, this is awesome. This is so cute. And now everyone was asking, like, how much was this? How much was this venue? Thinking that it was
Get
really
down to
expensive.
it.
Yeah. And saying, oh, this is awesome. I want to bring my kid here for their birthday party. I want to do party there. So it's a great way to really make your venue something special in an easy way. Now I know the other venue that I'm planning for this summer, she does the balloons herself because she doesn't go crazy with them. She has a very specific spot that she puts the balloons. She blows up however many they are, puts them on her string, sticks it on there, and she has made it easy for herself and for her staff to do that. So you don't have to overcomplicate it. Another vendor that Kids Zone use that I really love, and I think that is a great tip for other FECs to leverage, is connecting with yard sign companies. Now, I didn't really know much about these yard sign folks until I had kids. Sometimes, you're driving on, I don't know if you've ever seen these, Nadia, where you're driving down the road and then it's like, Samantha, and it says 5 and it's Frozen theme or whatever in someone's front yard celebrating their
Yes.
birthday.
Like graduation and birthdays.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
graduation, birthday, anniversary, holidays,
Yeah.
whatever it is. These sign
There's
folks
a
can make
sign
sign
for
for
it.
it. Yeah, there's a sign for it. And I never really thought much about it until this opportunity popped up that I was planning this party and she was like, "Do you want a custom sign?" And I was like, "Do I? I think I do." And and I saw some of the examples and basically they can take instead of the signs being in the yard, the sign is inside the play center. It has your child's name, their age. My sign guy, we'll call him my sign guy because he's my sign guy now. He he even offers light up stuff. So like the number can light up and you choose the theme and you can choose what colors and everything. And it's not that expensive. And it adds such a custom element that you don't need to do a bunch of crazy decorations if you've got this sign. So I thought that was a really cool strategic partnership that they took advantage of. Now, you could also purchase all those little pieces and make your own signs. Sure, that's another option. But the thing that was cool about, and I'll shout him out too. His business name is Sign My Yard Knox, like Knoxville. And I have rehired him I think 4 times since then
Oh, wow.
because he's such a sweet guy. He's always on time. He basically is like, let's plan this together. You pick your colors. He comes during your setup time, sets up the sign, comes back after. It's just great. So little touches like the balloons, custom table decor, and a sign. Those things can make the birthday party more than something generic, right? And it's something that a lot of moms want. Some don't, and that's okay too. And that's why, in my opinion, having packages and options for add-ons is so great because then everyone is able to customize their experience to fit what they want in their budget. If a mom doesn't care about these things, fine. They can get you know, whatever package they want to choose. But why not try to upsell while you're at it?
Exactly.
So, speaking of moms, a tip that I like to pass along to every FEC owner to really hear me on is that Facebook is not dead, not by a long shot. I don't know why there's this perception that people aren't on Facebook. Because let me just tell you, as a mom, we're on Facebook still.
Keeping it
Uh,
alive.
we're keeping it alive. We're keeping Facebook going. Now, obviously, there's other platforms where you can be and do different things, but the purpose of Facebook is very different than the other platforms, right? Like we're consuming content when we're on Instagram, we're just scrolling reels or TikTok, which may or may not go away, right? Those kind of, or even YouTube, you're watching, you're absorbing content. Facebook is a place where people interact. It's kind of like back in the day, we had forums. People used to communicate
Right.
on forums. In a lot of ways, I kind of see Facebook as the replacement for forums, but it's more personal.
Yeah.
And so Facebook groups are those personal forums that you're joining. And they are really a thing when it comes to local groups. I am in a lot of Facebook groups. Some of them have 100,000 members. Some are bigger, some are smaller. There's, niche ones and whatever.
Yeah.
My local Knoxville mom group, and I'm also in a local homeschool mom group. I mean, they're at 15 to 20K members and everyone is very active. People are posting constantly. And so why am I mentioning these groups? Because this is where you can get great referrals. And if you focus on creating an amazing experience at your facility when it comes to parties and create those raving fans, set some of these moms loose in these groups and they will do the marketing for you.
Yeah.
You don't even have to join these groups to go market yourself. You know, set, build relationships with a couple of moms that come into your facility that are really active on these types of pages
Yeah.
and let them speak for you. Like me, I'm one of those moms that anytime I see a post, which happens like once a week, where's a good place to have my son or daughter's birthday party? They're X years, number of years old. I'm in there going kid zone, kid zone, kid zone, kid zone,
Yeah.
and tagging kid zone's business page. And that's going to go a lot further than self advertising anyway.
Yeah.
So, that's just a tip that I think It might seem simple and sound like I'm oversimplifying it, but
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, and imagine what it would feel like to announce that Kidstone is amazing to a stadium of 15, 20,000 people. That's what you're doing
Exactly.
online, essentially.
Exactly.
That's the reach.
Exactly. And you could even partner with some of these moms to ask them once in a blue moon. You can go into a group and actually use the search function to search for topics. And I do that all the time. So I might want to know a good photography spot, right? Well, there's going to be moms that are going in there that might want to know birthday party venues or birthday party locations. So if you go into your local mom group, go to the search, type in birthday, you'll see all the times people have asked that question. And you could
Mhm.
respond in those posts too. So you could even, set some of these moms free or some of your friends that are moms to go in there and just, spotlight your business for a little bit.
Yeah.
We've got to promote ourselves and we've got to get folks to promote us too. And I think that building a strong community is what really sets a lot of these FECs apart. I'll actually talk a little bit. One of our customers took this a step further, and he's a great example of this because he created what he calls his customer advisory board. So he took a group of he's a great networker. I have to give him that too. He's awesome at networking. And so he noticed like these are my moms that come in more frequently. And so he just said, "Hey, will you be on my customer advisory board? I would like feedback. I would like advice."
Yeah.
And he basically gets them together once a month. He provides coffee and donuts. And then he uses that time to ask questions and ask for that advice and get their take on what he can do better. And then also, how can you help me with community outreach and support? And that has led to a lot of business for him, especially since a
Wow.
few of these moms ended up being very influential online.
Mm.
There's all kinds of different influencers, but really the local ones are the ones that matter when you are a family entertainment center. You want somebody who's going to spread the word in the community. Who's that mama bear who everybody knows?
Exactly.
And maybe there's multiple, like maybe there's one in this group or in this group. Maybe this is the queen of the homeschoolers and this one's the queen of the PTA. Get them both.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are kind of my guest experience tips as we start out the new year that I think and hope help listeners.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right. I'm going to keep going because I got more. The next tip
Ooh.
is investing in your team. Training and development are key to running a smooth operation. 100 million percent. I am a process person. We have a playbook. We live and die by that
I was
playbook.
gonna say I can attest. Yep.
Yeah. It is all about the playbook. And we're always working on it, right? We're always growing. We're always developing. And that's how you really refine as a business. And so if you're listening and you haven't tapped into our free resource library or academy, now's the time. We actually already have tons of great resources. And guess what? We have a resource, an ebook, free, completely free, called Building a Playbook for Your Family Entertainment Center. So we've already done the work. All you have to do is download it or join the academy and you can get access to it. And it is a way to help business owners as you are working to create a collection of best practices and processes and procedures. So anything and everything related to your business that's going to be in that ebook, definitely go grab it. It is clearly one of my favorites. And we also have similar guides on marketing, staffing, you name it. We've got it. So join our academy. I'm just going to give that a shameless plug right now, the PCS Academy. If you sign up for the academy, you essentially can log in and access all of the content and download it all with just that by logging in. If you don't want to do that, you can download any of the guides individually. But I always say, like, why make your life harder and have to download individual resources when you can just log in to the academy, then you can download them all at once. All right, that said, your staff really it's the difference between making a couple of bucks and a lot of bucks. you know, if you have plans and processes and your team is following those processes, that's an example of that. Like having an emergency plan. if your power goes out or your internet goes out or if there's a medical emergency. I am a story person, so I have to stop and share another story and highlight why this matters. So, my daughter, one night after dance class, I took her dance class, and then afterwards, she's like, "Mommy, can we, stop and get a smoothie?" And I'm like, "Yes, I would love to get a smoothie." So we go through the drive-through. It's a very popular smoothie franchise. And the voice on the other end of the speaker says, "Hey, sorry, but our system is down right now, so I can't take any orders." Well, for anybody that's listening that's ever been pregnant or known a pregnant person and had a craving while also having a 4-year-old who was really set on smoothie time, this was really not acceptable to hear.
Not by
Like,
any
no,
means.
no, we didn't want to hear no in that moment. So I decided we're going in. Like, we're going to go in this place and see if we can work this out with cash, cold hard cash. Can
Yeah.
we work this out? So I walk up to the counter and there was an employee behind the counter. And then he asked, "Oh, do you have your eye on anything?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, I do.
Hmm.
My eye is on this thing that I always get every time I come
Exactly.
here." So as I'm standing there, this other employee comes up and she says, "Hey, I'm sorry, but we can't take an order for you because our software isn't working. It's down."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "All right, well, I have cash." And she's like, "Okay, well, I can't do anything with that."
Hmm.
And of course, as someone who runs a business myself, I immediately could not help or feel, but for whoever owns this particular franchise, it
Yeah.
was like my heart sank for them because this employee was about to pass off a customer, pass off money. And smoothies are not cheap. I don't know if
Not
you've
by
been
any
to one of these
means.
smoothies. They're like $10 these days.
Yeah.
So they're about to miss out on this $10 or whatever it was going to be. And then how many other customers came before me and were going to come after me? So, this person's business was not just missing one moment. It was going to miss however long this was happening that this staff member didn't know what to do.
Right.
And it really shouldn't have been the end of the road. If they had a plan, then it wouldn't have been. But I think that, and maybe this crew was new or just didn't know, whatever the case might be. So, anyway, me being me and this craving being real, I decided to innovate myself as the customer. They said I couldn't order, they said they couldn't take my cash, even if that meant, I could have just left cash on the counter and said, "Run this transaction when the system is up," right?
Yeah. That's what I
So
was thinking.
I'm, yeah,
Right
right.
now till
Take the money,
tomorrow.
just leave it here and then, put it in. And maybe they have rules against what they can and can't put in a till, whatever. So I go on their app because they have an app and I'm like, "Do they have online ordering?" Guess what? They did. So I order my smoothie, I pay for it on the app, get a confirmation that it was ordered and paid for and that it was sent to the store. So I'm over here like all excited. I walk up to the counter to these two teenagers, mind you, and I all but like shout at them. I'm like, "I broke the matrix." And they look at me so confused, like I had two heads. And in that moment, I'm like, wow, I'm really old. I don't think that they even know what the matrix is. So I'm like, "No, hey, I figured out a way to get a smoothie. I ordered it on your app." And they're kind of like,
Oh.
sit back a little bit. All right. So one of them walks over to the counter and they have a ticket system where the tickets come in for online orders. And sure enough, that ticket came right through. And they're like,
Well,
they didn't say that I broke the matrix, but I could tell by their faces they knew I
well, I'll be darned. There.
did. So they make the smoothie, and my daughter and I were happy. We leave with our gigantic $10 smoothie. And, I mentioned this story because it points to the importance of having a plan in case of an emergency or an outage, and that every single employee knows what to do and how to follow it.
Yeah.
I personally do not think it's acceptable to not be able to take money. I think taking money, there should be a plan ABC to take money. Always. The internet is not a stable, it's not always going to be up.
Yeah.
Software systems, things can happen. Credit card processing, things can happen. Nothing is perfect. So having a plan A, plan B, and a plan C is going to ensure that you're always making money no matter what happens during any of those events, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want your FEC to be the place where your staff is turning customers away because there is an outage. Create a
Exactly.
plan and train them up. And I'm going to sound like a broken record, but guess what? We have an ebook on that.
Yeah.
And it's called In Case of Emergency, an emergency preparedness guide to help your FEC overcome the unexpected. We wrote this ebook because people have stuff that happens because of emergencies. For anybody that has been following or knows Party Center software for a while, you probably heard the name Eileen Hawkins. She is an amazing member of our team. She has been with us for many, many, many a days, many moons. But before she was with Party Center software, she ran 2 facilities. And man, she had emergency plans A, B, C, A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
E, F, G, probably knowing Eileen. And she was always prepared because you never know what could happen. And if the power goes out, she had a plan for that. If the internet was out, she had a plan for that. So
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there that that's going to make all the difference in training your staff.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's kind of like when you're a business owner, you gotta think about the third option. If you're at a fork in the road, left or right, you gotta find the third option sometimes. That's actually
absolutely.
crazy. Because to think they didn't even think about, I bet the teens, they did not think about that there was an app. They did not think
I
about, they
know.
could have told
I
people that, like, we can't take your order in person, but hey, if you use our app, we'll do it that way. Wow.
absolutely. Absolutely. How many customers and how much business could they have gained by just saying, "Hey, go on the app"? Because guess what? You're going to use the app to scan it to get your perks anyway, if you
Anyway.
have the app. But anybody could download an app in a store and sign up and then,
Yeah.
continue there. So my hope is that those particular employees use that hack with
Yeah.
anybody else that came in after to say, hey, our outage is, still going on, but if you download our app, you can place it on there and I can make this for you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. All right. So last tip is technology related. Leverage technology. I know I just got done talking about how technology can fail, but technology is what we need in order to streamline operations and marketing efforts. And there are multiple layers here. So, the first one that I really want to call out is that we are in a digital world and everyone is walking around with these computers in their hands. And I mean, look at this scenario. If I hadn't had my computer in my hand with an app on it, I couldn't have ordered that smoothie.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that technology failed in one area, but it also is what allowed it to work in another area, right?
Right.
So when a parent is looking to take their kid to a play place, book a birthday party, looking for a fun day out, they're going to Google. They're going to go see what other people, where do they go? What are they doing? Where have they gone on social media? They're going to hear about places from their friends. And so the thing I want to stress the most is that your website is key to this because it's the first place that folks are going to land. And if it isn't mobile friendly or it doesn't have online booking, and if you don't have awesome photos that are up to date on
Fresh
your
content.
website and Google My Business and social media and all of that, and your reviews are non existent or negative, this is exactly where you should start. Start in those places. You know, make sure your website's mobile friendly. Make sure you have online booking. Check those photos and reviews because those are really the 4 things that can differentiate you among your competitors, or make you stand out, or make that mom choose to come to your facility or book that party there. So start with a fresh website, get your online booking going, get an online store going. That's another great way
Yeah.
to get some extra revenue. get a photographer friend to come by and take new photos of your facility. Or, we also have a guide on YouTube. We have a video of how to take your own photos and videos, basically. And that will help you to know how to just snap that new content. Because I get this a lot from FEC owners that say, like, I just don't have time, or I don't know how to take great photos or videos. I don't know what to do. So we made a video about that. Get your social media under control and create a posting plan. And the same thing with your reviews. Interestingly, those folks may not know this. PCS actually does have a pretty neat reputation management tool, and it allows you to connect all of the review sites that you're on, like Google and Facebook, etc., Yelp. It's all in one portal, so you can reply to everything in one place. But the thing that I like about it the most is it has an AI feature that allows the AI to write a custom reply. And it's pretty cool. And I just mentioned that because a lot of folks don't know that we have this. Most people are familiar with us being for online booking and digital waivers, point of sale and marketing services. But anyway, I mention this because I run into this a lot where people don't know how necessarily to reply to a review. But first of all, yes, you should reply to every single review. Every review, even if they just give you stars and they don't say anything, you should have a canned message for that. And in this tool, you can actually save that where you have these messages that you just repeat. But another thing is folks often don't know how to reply to a negative message. And AI can help you with that because it's going to be super, super nice. And in the way that we're human. And when we read something and we know that maybe someone's not being truthful about their experience and they're just, keyboard warrior being kind of mean,
Yeah.
it allows us to step back and come at it with a fresh take that's not going to reduce our reputation because we're responding out of reaction, right? So that's one of the things I like about it. But once you get all this stuff above, that we just talked about, just mentioned in order, from there, take a look at your marketing budget and allocate some budget to run ads, digital ads like Google ads and meta ads. Not only, organic social media is important and optimization is important, but ads is another big area that will help you to get leads, get people into your business, get people booking parties. And we saw so many businesses grow from services like these in 2024. So I'm saying put them at the top of your list for 2025. And of course, I've got to plug Party Center software. I can't help it because we love helping business owners. This is what we do. This is how we have grown as a business based on the needs of the industry. Of course, we have free resources, so tap into those, and we have software and marketing services that can help too. So, all right, Nadia, I told you I was going to talk a lot. That's
No,
it.
I appreciate that. Those were great, relevant tips. And I'd even add that, setting clear goals, creating a plan for the year ahead, those things are essential as well. Whether it's increasing
Mhm.
revenue for your business, improving your business's marketing efforts, or expanding your FEC's offerings, having a roadmap that can help you stay on track is key.
Yep, absolutely. I completely agree. We are super excited to be on this journey with our listeners, and the Family Entertainment Center is so full of passionate and innovative, creative people. We are here to support and connect and engage with everybody, with all of the FECs and vendors every step of the way. So don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Okay, well said. Thank you for joining me today, Rebecca.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in to the first episode of 2025 of our Party Center Speaks podcast. So, we're excited to bring fresh, valuable content this year. I hope the tips that Rebecca shared today were helpful. And if you have any feedback or topics you'd like to discuss, hey, be sure to email us marketing@partycentersoftware.com. This is a bi-weekly podcast, so you can expect every other Thursday for a release, and then starting in April, we will transition into weekly episodes. So that's awesome and exciting. And Party Center Speaks is powered by Party Center Software. We are a facility management tool that helps family entertainment centers and event venues book more parties and manage their facilities. So we offer marketing services such as custom website design, digital advertising and SEO services, marketing automations, and social media assistance through our Social Boost program to help you expand your reach and grow traffic. So, if you'd like to know more about us or our vendor program, head over to partycentersoftware.com and be sure to give us a follow at Party Center Software on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and at Party Center Soft on Twitter. Until next time, thank you for listening, and here's to a successful 2025.